deep within the dense forests lies a silent and mysterious world. This world is home to gorillas, known for their powerful physiques, intelligent minds, and profound devotion to their families. They carry a calmness that touches the human soul and a wisdom that reflects the balance of nature. In the world of gorillas, every rustle of leaves, every whisper of the wind carries meaning. Their foraging, play, and communication reflect their intelligence and social bonds. Family ties are woven with care and protective instincts. From a young gorilla's first steps to the quiet guidance of an elder, every moment tells the delicate story of nature. Observing them is not merely watching a species of animal. It is gaining a deep understanding of life's fragile balance, the patience of nature, and the rhythm of time. Walking through the depths of the forest, following the silent steps of gorillas, is witnessing one of the most intimate connections humans can have with nature. Gorillas are among humans' closest relatives. Genetic research has revealed that about 98% of their DNA is identical to ours. Therefore, they resemble us not only in appearance but also in their social behaviors, emotional responses, and ways of communication. This closeness makes them special, not just to the scientific world but to humanity as a whole. Together with chimpanzees, they diverged from our common ancestors approximately 8 to 10 million years ago. This split is linked to major environmental changes on the African continent. During that period, climate fluctuations caused dense forests to shrink while vast savannas began to emerge. This shift led primates to evolve in different directions. The human and chimpanzee lineages adapted more to open environments, developing a mobile lifestyle reliant on tool use, whereas gorillas remained dependent on forest ecosystems. By adapting to the vegetation-rich tropical forests, they evolved into the massive, peaceful, and powerful primates we see today. Today, gorillas are classified by scientists into two main species: eastern gorillas and western gorillas. Each species is further divided into subspecies, with distinct habitats, diets, and population statuses. Eastern gorillas, Gorilla beringii. This group is divided into mountain gorillas and eastern lowland gorillas. Mountain gorillas are the most well-known and frequently featured in documentaries. Today, only about 1,000 individuals remain worldwide. They live in the mist-covered high forests of the Virunga Mountains and the unique Bwindi impenetrable forest of Uganda. Their thick fur protects them from the cold in these challenging high-altitude environments. Mountain gorillas generally inhabit elevations between 2,200 and 4,300 meters, placing them in a unique ecological niche among primates. Eastern lowland gorillas, on the other hand, are primarily found in the lowland rainforests of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They are larger and heavier than mountain gorillas, with males sometimes exceeding 200 kilograms. Their populations have dramatically declined due to years of civil war, deforestation, and illegal hunting. Western gorillas, gorilla. Western gorillas are divided into western lowland gorillas and cross-river gorillas. Western lowland gorillas occupy the widest range of all gorilla species, living in the rainforests of countries such as Cameroon, Gabon, the Central African Republic, and the Republic of Congo. In contrast, cross-river gorillas are extremely rare. They inhabit small, fragmented forests along the Nigeria-Cameroon border. Today, their numbers are estimated to be fewer than 300, making them one of the most critically endangered primates. The evolutionary story of gorillas is not limited to species and subspecies differences. Their body structures, diets, and social lifestyles have also been shaped by this evolutionary process. For instance, mountain gorillas feed on bamboo shoots, leaves, and grasses, whereas western lowland gorillas have a broader diet, consuming fruits, roots, bark, and occasionally small invertebrates. These dietary differences are directly linked to the resources available in their respective habitats. Unfortunately, this long and magnificent evolutionary journey faces grave threats today. While mountain gorilla populations are slowly increasing thanks to conservation efforts and ecotourism, they remain critically endangered. Human population growth, deforestation, climate change impacts on ecosystems, and the spread of human-borne diseases all make the future of gorillas uncertain. Having survived millions of years of evolution, these animals are living witnesses to a journey intimately connected with the fate of humanity. Gorillas are the largest living primates, and their physical appearance makes them unique in the animal kingdom. Male gorillas, known as silverbacks due to the silvery coloration of their backs, can reach approximately 1.7 to 1.8 meters in height and weigh between 180 and 220 kilograms. In exceptional cases, some males have been recorded at up to 250 kilograms. Females are generally smaller, standing around 1.5 meters tall and weighing between 70 and 110 kilograms. This pronounced sexual dimorphism plays an important role in shaping the social structure of gorilla communities. The body of a gorilla has evolved entirely for strength and endurance. Broad chests and exceptionally developed back and shoulder muscles support their massive arms. A gorilla's arms are much longer than its legs, with an average span reaching up to 2.5 meters. These long arms provide a significant advantage both for climbing trees and for their distinctive knuckle walking on the ground. Knuckle walking is a powerful and balanced mode of movement unique to gorillas, allowing them to support their enormous bodies while traveling long distances efficiently. Their skulls are also highly remarkable. Male gorillas have a pronounced sagittal crest on their skulls, which serves as an attachment point for powerful jaw muscles. This structure enables them to chew extremely tough plants and fibrous leaves. Their teeth have similarly evolved to accommodate this diet. Broad molars and strong jaws are ideal for grinding leaves, bark, bamboo shoots, and hard fruits. Male gorillas' long, sharp canine teeth are mostly used for threat displays and maintaining social hierarchy. Actual fights are rare. Gorillas' muscular strength is almost unbelievable compared to humans. Studies suggest that a gorilla can lift up to 450 kilograms for a short period, roughly 6 to 8 times the strength of an average human. Despite this immense power, they rarely use it aggressively. They typically rely on threat displays, chest beating, loud roars, and forceful ground pounding to intimidate rivals. Physical confrontations occur only when females or territorial control are at stake. Their fur has also adapted to their habitat. Mountain gorillas have thick, long fur that keeps them warm in the cold, misty high-altitude forests. In contrast, western lowland gorillas have shorter, sparser fur, which helps regulate body temperature in humid, equatorial climates. Their fur is generally dark, mostly black, but as males age, the silver coloration on their backs appears, signifying them as the wise and powerful leaders, the silverbacks. The eyes of gorillas show a striking similarity to humans. They have deep brown eyes that convey emotional expressions very clearly. Prominent brow ridges give their faces a strong appearance, while the muscles around the lips and nose allow for a rich repertoire of facial expressions. These expressions play a crucial role in social interactions, especially in maintaining group cohesion. Another important feature of their anatomy is their hands and feet. Their thumbs are opposable, just like ours, allowing them to grasp objects and manipulate food with precision. Their big toes are primarily adapted for gripping, aiding in holding onto branches. These traits provide an evolutionary advantage, enabling them to live both on the ground and in the trees. All of these physical characteristics make gorillas not only the powerful giants of the forest, but also some of nature's most remarkable masters of survival and adaptation. Perhaps most astonishingly, beneath this immense strength and majestic body lies a peaceful, calm, and social spirit. Their greatness is expressed not only in their muscles, but also in the strong bonds they share within their communities. A gorilla's daily diet consists almost entirely of plants. Leaves, stems, fruits, and bamboo shoots are their main sources of food. Occasionally, they may also feed on insects or ant colonies. An adult gorilla can consume around 30 kilograms of food per day. Their constant movement through the forest is largely driven by the need to search for new food sources. The gorilla's diet varies depending on their habitat. Mountain gorillas, living in high-altitude forests, primarily feed on leaves, roots, and bamboo shoots. In contrast, lowland gorillas, inhabiting tropical forests rich in fruit, derive most of their diet from fruits. This has led them to develop diverse strategies for utilizing available food resources. Feeding is not just about satisfying hunger. It also structures their daily rhythm. In the early morning, they set out as a group to forage. Around midday, they take long rest periods during which the young play, adults groom each other, and social bonds are strengthened. Later in the day, they return to feeding. Gorillas obtain much of their water intake from the plants they eat. Juicy leaves and fruits provide sufficient hydration, so they rarely need to drink water directly. Only during dry periods are they observed drinking from rainwater pools collected in the forest. This regular cycle of feeding and resting helps them conserve energy while maintaining their social life. As a result, a rich daily rhythm unfolds deep in the forest, repeated every day yet full of vitality. Social life and family bonds. The heart of gorillas beats within their social structure. A gorilla group typically consists of 5 to 30 individuals, with a silverback male at its center. The silverback is not only the strongest member of the group, but also serves as protector, guide, and decision-maker. The silverback protects the group from dangers, finds food sources, and intervenes to maintain peace when conflicts arise. Most of the time, order is maintained not merely through physical strength, but through calmness and authority. Other members pay close attention to his tone of voice, body language, and decisions. Trust and loyalty are crucial in gorillas' social life. Groups often remain together for years, and bonds between members strengthen over time. When a group splits, young males usually leave to form their own smaller groups, giving rise to new family units within the forest. Mother gorillas form extremely strong bonds with their offspring. A young gorilla remains in its mother's arms for the first 3 years of life. During this period, the infant learns both nourishment and essential behaviors from the mother. Gradually, it begins to climb onto her back, explore, and eventually play with other young gorillas. Playing, climbing, mock fighting, or grooming. These behaviors are not just for fun, but are rituals that strengthen social bonds. Grooming, in particular, fosters trust among gorillas and reduces stress within the group. Female gorillas also show solidarity among themselves. Conflicts are rarely violent because group harmony is fundamental to survival. Most disagreements are resolved through gestures, vocalizations, or minor displays. This strong social structure makes gorillas not only remarkable primates, but also large, cohesive families living deep within the forest. Gorillas are far more intelligent than we often imagine. Studies have shown that they communicate using more than 20 different vocalizations. These include screams, grunts, cough-like calls, and murmurs. Each sound carries a specific meaning: warning of danger, calling group members, calming a young one, or signaling the presence of food. The resonant chest-beating sound is not merely a display of strength. It can carry for kilometers through the depths of the forest. Interestingly, each gorilla's chest beat is unique, serving almost like a signature. This allows other gorillas to identify which individual is making the sound. Gorilla intelligence is not limited to communication. They can use simple tools by observing their environment. For example, some gorillas have been seen using branches to measure water depth or to retrieve fallen fruit. These behaviors demonstrate advanced problem-solving abilities. One of the most striking examples comes from studies with captive gorillas. Coco, a gorilla raised in the United States, learned more than 1,000 words in sign language and was able to communicate with humans. Coco not only used words but also expressed emotions, conveying abstract concepts such as sad, happy, and love through sign language. On one occasion, when her cat died, she signed "cry" to show her deep grief. Other gorillas, such as Michael and Dum, also participated in sign language training. Michael, having witnessed his mother's death at a young age, was able to convey this through sign language, demonstrating that gorillas can remember not only concrete experiences but also traumatic events. Scientists have also observed that gorillas are highly creative in the wild, not just in captivity. Some individuals use large leaves as umbrellas on rainy days. Such behaviors indicate that their intelligence is shaped not only by learning but also by creativity. All these findings confirm that gorillas are fascinating creatures not only for their powerful bodies but also for their complex minds. They are the silent philosophers of the forest, strong, intelligent, and deeply emotional. In African cultures, gorillas have long been regarded as spirits of nature or guardians of the forest. Some indigenous communities saw gorillas as the silent owners of the forest and honored them with respect. For example, certain tribes in the Congo Basin considered gorillas sacred and deemed killing them taboo. However, in other communities, fear of their potential aggression existed. Gorillas were thus creatures approached with both admiration and caution. During Europe's age of exploration and colonization, gorillas were depicted as wild and terrifying monsters. In the mid-19th century, explorers traveling to Africa described gorillas as the men of the forest, or half-human, half-animal creatures. Before the first scientific descriptions were made, most information about gorillas was based on exaggerated travel accounts. As a result, in Europe, gorillas were long perceived as fearsome, almost mythological figures. In the 20th century, hunting and deforestation began to rapidly reduce gorilla populations. Thousands were killed for the ivory trade and exotic animal hunting, while their young were captured for zoos. This tragedy led to a severe decline in gorilla numbers. Mountain gorillas, in particular, faced the threat of extinction in the 1960s, with only a few hundred individuals remaining worldwide. Fortunately, after the 1960s, awareness began to increase through scientific studies and conservation efforts. Jen Fossey became a prominent figure during this time. Through years of field observations in Rwanda, Fossey provided unique insights into gorilla life and fought tirelessly for their protection. Her book Gorillas in the Mist reached millions around the world, revealing the fragility of gorillas in the wild. Today, gorillas remain threatened by poaching, habitat loss, and disease. However, conservation efforts are stronger than at any point in history. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, lists gorillas as critically endangered. Thanks to the establishment of national parks, anti-poaching initiatives, and ecotourism development, some gorilla populations are beginning to recover. Once misunderstood, feared, and the subject of legends, gorillas are now recognized by humanity as the silent giants of the forest and treasured creatures that must be protected. The future of gorillas remains fragile, and their lives face new challenges every day. Deforestation, the expansion of agricultural land, forest destruction for palm oil and other crops, mining activities, and the timber industry are rapidly shrinking gorillas' natural habitats. Fragmentation of forests makes it harder for gorillas to find food and isolates groups from each other. This leads to reduced genetic diversity and lowers the survival chances of smaller communities. Poaching. Unfortunately, gorillas are still hunted illegally. They are targeted for their meat, trophies, or use in traditional medicine. Poaching disrupts social structures and family bonds, especially when young and adult gorillas are lost. Hunting in unmonitored areas also significantly hampers conservation efforts. Diseases. Diseases transmitted from humans pose a serious threat to gorilla health. Flu, colds, and other viruses can rapidly decimate small gorilla groups. Because gorillas' immune systems are vulnerable to human illnesses, diseases threaten both individuals and entire communities. Research has shown that a single viral outbreak can affect all members of a gorilla family. Climate change. Global climate change threatens the vegetation and food sources in gorillas' habitats. Changes in rainfall patterns can reduce fruit and leaf production, causing food shortages. Rising temperatures and unpredictable seasonal shifts alter gorillas' migration and feeding behaviors, making their struggle for survival even harder. Gorillas are not just the silent giants of the forest. In their eyes, we can see a reflection of humanity. Their devotion to family, strong social bonds, and compassionate behavior remind us of the delicate and profound balance upon which nature is built. Protecting their silent footsteps, the sound of their breaths echoing through thick foliage, and the stories in their eyes is not merely a duty. It is one of the most valuable legacies we can leave for future generations. Every lost gorilla is a reminder that a part of the forest is gone. Let us remember, protecting their habitat is also protecting our own. If there is a light of hope in the world of gorillas, it can only shine through our responsibility. To protect them is not just to preserve nature, it is to safeguard the conscience of humanity.